What are you here to say, brother?
Pep Guardiola doesn't have the answers. He doesn't know what he's doing at this moment in time, and I really do think his demeanor. You're spot on. It's rubbing on to the players because before the game, I've never seen a Man City team coming out looking like that. They were looking around. They're trying to rev each other up. They're like slapping each other on the chest, trying to get other guys going. And usually you see these guys and they're focused. You don't see them usually doing these things. I really do believe that it's not only that this losing streak is affecting Pep Guardiola, it's affecting the players and their confidence levels. Phil Foden is having his worst season since he's been one of the main guys at Man City. And right now, looking over to Kevin De Bruyne on the bench, we know Kevin De Bruyne is not 100%. There's no reason why he would not be playing if he would be playing if he was 100%. Also, this is a culmination of what we've been saying for the last 4 years. Man City don't look the same. Guess what? They still win the league. Man City don't look the same. Guess what? They still win the league. Man City don't look the same. Guess what? They still win the league. But now you have a culmination of season after season after season where you get rid of key pieces and you don't bring in as strong pieces. And now you're looking at your bench and you're saying, oh, we don't have Riyad Mahrez on the bench. We don't have Leroy Sané, Raheem Sterling on the bench coming off the bench to make a difference. You don't have the same level of game changers. And Pep Guardiola, without a world-class squad, he's looking very average. And I'm questioning his whole career if he's going on a 13-1 one win out of 13 games as a top manager who's been one of the best in football history. How is that possible? You don't have the solutions. You don't have the know-how. You don't have the ability to find a solution. Not always can you just go to a window and sign a bunch of players. You have to find ways to get things done. And it seems to me that they're becoming cowardice, that the fear factor is gone. And from the manager to the players, they don't back themselves to go out there and win games the way they used to. And this game against Everton, the moment Pickford was there making the funny face, I looked at Erling Haaland and I'm like, he's going to miss. He did not look like the same confident guy.
Can I double down on what Igal said a little bit before we go to, I know that you have to go to Super Chat. The confidence. When did you see Sean Dyche team, Everton, passing the ball from the back at the Etihad, trying to get out of Man City's press and doing it?
Yep.
When have we ever seen that against Pep Guardiola? Ever. They got out of the press about like 5-10 times today. Imagine if I told you this last year, you would have told you you're crazy. Sean Dyche, Everton, at the Etihad, will try to pass from the back with Tarkovsky and Mikalenko and Seamus Coleman to try to beat Man City's press, and they will succeed. You'll laugh at me. You'll say you're crazy. That will never happen.
The final moments. Who was the team pushing for the winner? The final moments of the game. Everton were pushing for the winner at the end.
6 players in Man City's half
game now because everyone's out of gas.
Exactly, no fear, no fear.
Because they can't get any rotation.
Everyone
keeps getting injured. The same guy is injured over and over and over and over again. And there's like 5 guys who can't get any rest, and they're just completely done by like the 70th minute.
I disagree with you. It's not because that Everton as well put a lot of effort. They don't change the lineup. Everton don't change the lineup.
Can I say one more thing about Everton? Everton's a good team. Remember this. Chelsea,
not.
Draw. Arsenal, draw. Man City, draw. They have one of the best defenses in this league outside of the top 6. They're one of the better defenses.
Man United smashed them 4-0, by the way, recently.
I know that. But ignore that. They're still up there with one of the most clean sheets. And if they had a proper forward, they would be up there challenging for, what do you call it? Not Champions League, but like Conference League and maybe. Europa League. Yeah.
Now, listen, I hear I do hear where you're coming from, but I think, like, for me, it's an interesting one because we break the games down. We've gone for a lot of what they have and haven't done good and right. What I find interesting, and this is what I'm enjoying about this, City fans, of course, won't be. And I know that Fergie's name comes up a lot in these conversations, but we have to remember every City fan that's ever gone on TV and spoke about Man United or, Fergie has always called out what Pep did to Fergie in the Champions League final, the second one especially, sitting there, he had no answers, etc. Obviously, he's the manager of a very, very, very good Barcelona team when he did that. And Man United were already feeling the pinch of the way the Glazers were running the club at that point. But one comment that's always been made, you can't take away from that the difference in class in that game. But a comment that was always made is Fergie wouldn't have won so many Premier Leagues, or Fergie wouldn't have been as successful. Fergie would have been beaten out of town if Pep was here. And the reason why it always frustrated me is there wasn't, even though in the first 2 or 3 years of the Premier League, I remember pundits saying, oh, look at the total of points he got. Fergie never did that. You know, look how quickly he's adapted to English football. Like Fergie obviously came from, took years to build a United team up. It used to annoy me because what we didn't have under Pep was 26 years of him managing Man City to really do that comparison, because over a 26-year period, there's ups and downs for everybody. Everything was for Pep, and I'm not discrediting him, was going into a very good team, making it better, but for a short period of time. And at City, he came in first 7, 8 years. You're like, wow, very, 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 very good. But his first sign of adversity, and he doesn't seem to know what he's being able to do. That's why I've never bought this idea that if it was like, if he was against Fergie when Fergie was in his younger years, in his pomp, it would have just been a walk in the park for Pep. Because the one thing Fergie would have done to him, which Klopp didn't, it had got into his head as a younger man. It had wound him up. It had set. He was the master at it. And I just feel like what I love about this period is not just City dropping points as a Man United fan. It's we get to see a different side of the greats. And this is what I would say to City fans. If he's able to get through this, get you back on track and then start winning again, that's an amazing feat. It really, really is. But it can go the other way. If he doesn't turn this around and leaves, or you become an average team for the next 2 years, then there's a very, very different type of conversation that's going to be had when you're splitting hairs at the top. And I do agree with everything you've said, Mo, today around the onus is on him to find a solution, and he's simply not doing it. And I almost feel a little bit sorry for some of these players. I actually, it sounds weird to say it, I just don't think Phil Foden's become a bad footballer this season. Erling Haaland's barely scoring. This man has been deadly since day one at every club he's been to, even teams that are nowhere near City's level. Suddenly, he looks a shadow of himself. Even like, I know that defenders, you've got, what's his name out, Ruben Diaz, but you had the majority of your best defenders that are at your club available. Hang on. Okay, Kale, you may disagree, but I'm going to say what the viewers have said for many years. The likes of Akanji and Ake and Guardiola, the level of praise they have received. What do you mean they're not fit? They played.
Ake and Akanji are not fit.
What do you mean they're not fit?
They're playing because there's no option. They're not fit. Akanji's had an issue since October. That's why he missed a bunch of time. And then he got rushed back. So he's not fully fit. Ake keeps getting rushed back and re-injured immediately. It's happening to Stones as well. Like they can't even play 90 minutes and they just get re-injured again because they can't properly rest. Like they need an extra 2 weeks before they're coming back, but they're being rushed. I don't know where Walker was today, but let's be honest, we were probably better off without Walker today. And Rico, unfortunately, is not a defender, and you can see why. Guardiola has been he's been rough. He's had a very rough patch. He started off the season very nicely, but his confidence.
Can I say something to what she just said? If these players are playing injured, the club has to stop this. You might destroy these guys' careers.
I agree. I don't think they should be playing.
To save the career of Pep Guardiola, you should not sacrifice the players. With all due respect to everyone.
There's been a lot of whispers of pain-killing injections. I cannot confirm that.
That's not good. Everyone knows that. That's not great.
No, I agree. I think it's bad.
Let's go to somebody's super chats here. Mo, I'm asking you to cook Igal for his horrible tweet against Salah, endangering his family. Don't Salah post on Eid. Don't post lies. Talk about your player faking injury. What did he? I don't know what Igal said
about the Christmas thing. And I actually don't know what Igal said about the Christmas thing for Mohamed Salah. But
his Christmas tree is a curse? Is that what he was talking about? Yeah. That's the big joke, is that whenever he posts a Christmas tree, then Liverpool...
He goes on back.
They're just jokes. They're just jokes. Anyway.
Listen, I don't know what Igal has or hasn't
I'm not going to talk about Mohamed Salah's Christmas tree. Like, what is this?
Yeah, listen.
Maybe you can ask Sam on the Nilut Pal. Listen, Nilut Pal, I know I appreciate you and everything. You can ask Osam. I'm Egyptian. Mohamed Salah is posting a Christmas tree picture. It's him and his family. He lives in England. He has to respect the traditions of the country he lives in. And I'm sure his kids celebrate like Christmas in schools, and it's a festive time. I don't see anything wrong with it. That's my personal opinion. I'm not a sheikh. I'm not someone who can give you advice about religion. But that's my opinion is that I'm not going to judge him. He does whatever he wants, bro.
Yeah,
it's personal life.
I can't speak for anybody else's culture or backgrounds. All I know about my religion is one of the biggest things that my grandmother, that was very well educated on Christianity, and vicars and priests that I've been around in my life, is that you as a human being judging the actions of somebody else is a hugely deep sin. I can't speak for other cultures and backgrounds. I don't know anything about them enough. But for me, whether Mo Salah does it or not, I'm not going to sit here and judge him. I'll judge someone's footballing ability. I'll judge someone's professional approach, because there's nothing wrong in that. But what he chooses to do with his family, as long as he's hurting nobody else, as long as he is not endangering his family, which I don't think sitting by a Christmas tree does, then for me, I've got no personal comment to make on it.
Someone said Mo has been in America for too long. Yeah, probably. Yes, that's what my mom says. Yes.
Pep burns.
He's been here a long time though. He's got your passport.
Pep burns his players out. He did it at Barca and Bayern, and now he's doing it at City. It's okay after a 4-peat to give your players a rest or reset, write the season off and rebuild. Why is Igal criticizing? Listen, you have to ask Igal. I'll be honest with you, I appreciate the super chat.
I'm not Igal, I'm not Igal.
Yeah, guys, yeah. Because I want to get through these. None of us here can speak for Igal. You have to super chat when he's back on. Sorry. Big up Terry, love the show from a Liverpool fan. Thank you, Adam. Rico Lewis is the worst player in the Premier League. City fan. It's funny. I will say this very quickly, because we've got to get through these. Is up until this run of form, every City fan I ever spoke to raved about this kid. It's funny what a few bad results do. The Everton goal started from the back. It was a very good goal. It was a very good goal. It really, really was. City need their legend, Benjani, up front. It's simple. Big up Benjani. Law changes playing in their minds, relegating them to non-league, just justice for the rest of us fans. Listen, everyone keeps suggesting that maybe the pending threat of relegation is playing on their minds. If they're found guilty and then relegated,
I don't think so.
No, I agree with you, Kel, but I'm playing devil's advocate here with the super chat. If they're found guilty and they go down, and then it comes out that the players wind of this really early, then I think then we can readdress these theories and say, well, it holds a bit of water. But nobody, including the football clubs, know how good or bad the situation's gone. It isn't like a court of law. They literally, no one knows whether they've done a good or a bad job at this point. So for me, it's too much of a theory. City were lucky they didn't lose this. Stay humble. I agree with you at the end. I told Mo there's a division going on.
I don't know about that. But by the way, a lot of people have told me this. Not only you, Jay, but you're the first one who said it on a stream like 3 weeks ago. Some people are saying it. I don't believe it. Some people are saying that he lost the dressing room. I don't know.
Maybe
like players don't want to play for him again.
What's the division? Is it like a player division?
Like players don't want to play for him, and I don't think that is
all of a sudden.
Pep's success can't keep being an excuse for this form. No, I don't think it is. Do you know what? What I will say is I saw a media outlet do a thing about we should basically leave a manager like Pep alone when things go wrong, because it isn't nice to sort of treat him that way. And I always feel like I get where they're coming from because of the things he's complaining about, but the way they crucify other managers who have never had a run of form this bad, I just find it very, very hypocritical. Sorry, already done that one here. Ray Carl says the City fan on the panel is spot on. The team is done. Pep can't turn it around with this current team. Thank you, Ray. Foden, good today. What game will you? I didn't think Foden was at all good today.
I thought he had a decent first half, but he faded hard in the second half.
Yeah, well, and
he could have had a few assists if anybody could finish a chance.
But I don't think he was bad, Terry. Do you know what you saw today, Terry? He was just one of the other players on the pitch.
It was just another average performance.
Exactly. He's just, and I know that you hold him here.
I've been saying that for a long time.
You hold him here, Terry. That's why you judge his performances as the level you expect.
I get you.
I've been calling Foden average for a long time.
Yeah, I thought he was very, very poor. It was just I know the thing is, I'll never just excuse. Listen, I'm someone that's big on delivery and output, but I'm also someone. If you go back and watch dozens and dozens, hundreds of my match reactions, and we do loads of them, I'll often call out players who, okay, yeah, you got like Doku today. You got an assist. It's very, very good pass. But after that,
that's a lucky deflection, though.
Yeah, the goal was lucky, but the pass was good. But it's a case of after that, it's like, what else did he do? And for me,
I forget who it was. Someone gave Bernardo a fucking cookie, and he just completely missed it. I don't know.
I hear you.
Foden? Might have been.
I hear you.
I gotta watch it replay.
Yeah,
I was still half asleep during that.